Hebrews, Hebrews, Hebrews. This is Prophets of Awakening. This is our Women's Advanced Bible Study night, 4th of July, 2024. We'll be reading out of the book of Deuteronomy later on at the end of the class. Okay, you can go to our YouTube channel, the Prophets of Awakening. We have over 1,000 or so videos that you can engage in and get information from. These videos will lead you to the truth of the Holy Scriptures. And if you like what you're hearing and receiving, I'm asking you to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. It would be greatly appreciated. Okay. Our information from Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday, we are on at 7 to 9 Central Time, and then on Friday nights we're on Clubhouse for our men's advanced Bible study. That's also 7 to 9. Then we have 2 Shabbat classes, one in the morning from 10 to 12 a.m. and then we close out the Shabbat from 6 to 7 on Saturday evenings. Okay, this is a non-Messianic channel. We deal with the Tanakh and the Torah. Tanakh being the Old Testament, so-called Book of Remembrance, and the Torah is the first 5 books of the Old Testament that was given to Moses on Mount Sinai. We don't deal with the New Testament. Shalom and welcome to the channel. Welcome to our Women's Advanced Bible Study. We're going to do our normal, which is a moment of silence, prayer, Psalms. We have some women's health. We have some current events and some need-to-know information. Then we go into some Q&A. If anybody have anything they want to share or any dialogue, then we're going to our reading, which is out of the book of Deuteronomy. Okay? It's a moment of silence for the Lord of hosts and all he's doing to bring about our prophesied deliverance in these last days. Okay? Oh Lord, we come this day, bow down and honoring you, praising you, and believing in you. And we thank you for your wisdom and your knowledge that you have poured out upon us. And through your prophets, you have revealed the times that we, as Jacob's children, will endure tribulation. Keep us, O Lord, guide us and deliver us. We see you now within the Holy Scriptures, O Lord, and we trust you with all our heart and all our soul. Keep not that silence, but shine forth on our enemies with all thy great power and thy great glory. Peace be unto you. Okay, I'm going to read the Psalms.
Shalom, everyone. I will be reading Psalms 24, a Psalm of David. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell therein. For he hath founded it upon the seas and established it upon the floods. Who shall ascend into the hill of the Lord, or who shall stand in his holy place? He that hath clean hands and a pure heart, who have not lifted up his soul unto vanity, nor sworn deceitfully. He shall receive the blessing from the Lord and righteousness from the God of his salvation. This is the generation of them that seek him, that seek thy face, O Jacob, Selah. Lift up your heads, O ye gates, and be ye lift up, ye everlasting doors, and the King of glory shall come in. Who is this King of glory? The Lord strong and mighty, the Lord mighty in battle. Lift up your heads, O ye gates, even lift them up, ye everlasting doors, and the King of glory shall come in. Who is this King of glory? The Lord of hosts. He is the King of glory. Selah. And that's Psalms 24. Shalom.
Okay, so you see in verses 3 and 4, it says, who shall ascend into his hill, the hill of the Lord, or who shall stand in his holy place? Then it tells you what they have to go through to do that. It says, he that have clean hands and a pure heart, who have not lifted up his soul unto vanity, nor sworn deceitfully. And we see this play out in we see it play out in second Samuel. Let me read it real quick. Chapter we see this play out in second Samuel. Let me get it real quick. Second Samuel, start at verse 18. You can read that whole chapter, and you'll see how we know how David lived his life, and at the end of his life, he had learned not to go to the left hand or to the right, but to to be straight up with the Lord. And so this is what happened after David passed. In verse 18, he says, "He delivered me from my strong enemies." This is after he passed. Those fallen, those wicked spirits from giants. He delivered me from my strong enemies and from them that hated me, for they were too strong for me. They prevented me in the day of my calamity. But the Lord was my say. Then he says, He brought me forth. Also in a large place, we just read that over here in Psalm 24. He says, "Who shall ascend into the hill of the Lord?" Right? He says, uh, "He brought me forth also into a large place. He delivered me because He delighted in me." Then here we go. The Lord rewarded me according to my righteousness, according to the cleanliness of my hands. Have you recompensed me? So we see it right there. Same David is one that wrote the song, and he says in verse 3, "Who have ascended into the hill of the Lord, and who shall stand in the holy place? He that have clean hands, pure heart, and who have not lifted up his soul unto vanity, nor sworn deceitfully." Okay. Anybody else have any questions on that or comments on that song? Okay. We got our women's help.
Yes, sir. Shalom, everyone. Please know that the information that is shared is intended for general, informational, and educational purposes only and is not medical advice or recommended treatment. Tonight's discussion is on health benefits of castor oil. Castor oil is taken by pressing the castor plant seeds containing antibacterial and anti inflammatory properties. Castor oil is added to various soaps, cosmetics, massage oils, and medicines because there are numerous benefits of castor oil for health and beauty. Castor oil has been used for medicinal and therapeutic purposes for centuries. It is believed that the most benefits of castor oil for health and beauty are due to its high presence of unsaturated fatty acids in castor oil. Castor oil can be used both internally and externally. Castor oil has traditionally been used as a remedy for treating various skin conditions and infections, relieving constipation, supporting the immune system, and increasing the health of hair. Some health benefits of castor oil is it's a natural arthritis remedy. Castor oil's anti-inflammatory properties make it an excellent massage oil for um, your joints, sore muscles, and inflammation of your nerves. It is great for getting rid of stretch marks. I'm sorry. Castor oil is known as one of the best treatments for a variety of skin conditions. Its rich contents in various fatty acids make it an excellent moisturizer and effective treatment for getting rid of unsightly stretch marks. It is good for eliminating fine lines and wrinkles. It is good for getting rid of corns on your toes. I didn't know that one. It is good to cure fungal infection. It relieves constipation. When we talk about wonderful benefits of castor oil, it is impossible not to mention constipation. The powerful laxative properties make castor oil become an effective natural remedy for constipation. It is good for cracked heels. If you suffer from cracked heels, you should try castor oil as an effective natural remedy. It cures brittle nails and keep your cuticles healthy. Castor oil, the oil of many uses. People have used castor oil for centuries, but as a beauty product and as a treatment for a wide variety of health conditions. Castor oil is often considered a remedy for relieving constipation. However, it can do so much more than that, from helping you regrow and strengthen your hair to treating arthritis. Castor oil uses and benefits are numerous. Tonight I will be reading Jeremiah chapter 3, verses 12 through 15, God's mercy. Verse 12. Go and proclaim these words toward the north, and say, Return thou backsliding Israel, said the Lord, and I will not cause mine anger to fall upon you. For I am merciful, said the Lord, and I will not keep anger forever. Only acknowledge thine iniquity, that thou hast transgressed against the Lord thy God, and hast scattered thy ways to the strangers under every green tree. And ye have not obeyed my voice, said the Lord. 14. Turn, O backsliding children, said the Lord, for I am married unto you, and I will take you one of a city, and two of a family, and I will bring you to Zion, and I will give you pastors according to mine heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. Tonight's discussion was on the health benefits of castor oil, and I read Jeremiah chapter 3, verses 12 through 15, God's mercy. Shalom, everyone.
Okay, we go to our current events.
Leaders devoted to developing their countries, and
so this video right here is a prime example to how that we know that the Lord used one man, Moses, and he brought down the Egyptian empire to deliver his people. And we can see all the drama that this guy Abraham Troy is causing. So they trying all kind of ways to annihilate him, but like I said, it ain't happened yet.
And promoting prosperity can be found across the African continent. Among them, individuals like Ibrahim Traore have become icons of creation, working to raise the standard of living for their people via freedom of choice and environmentally friendly development. But an alarming pattern has emerged, suggesting a covert underworld of Western resistance to leaders who rejected the conventional wisdom about being manipulated by other forces. These African leaders are in the middle of a well-publicized campaign meant to topple their authority, despite the fact that their supporters applaud them for their dedication to national sovereignty and independence. Western powers use a variety of strategies, from criticism and misinformation to more nefarious plans, since they are uncomfortable with leadership who put their country's interests ahead of complying with foreign agendas. Captain Ibrahim Traore has detached himself from France and other Western nations ever since he took office in Burkina Faso in 2022. Traore's efforts to free his nation from Western prey and gain complete independence have been met with disapproval from the West. Former French colony Burkina Faso had long relied on French military assistance in battling its enemies, but following numerous failed attempts by coups to overthrow him, Captain Traore decided to cut all connections with France, which had been viewed as a colonial authority that was unable to control radicals. As the world's youngest president at 35, Traore is working on building Burkina Faso's first gold refinery. He has put in countless hours safeguarding Burkina Faso from outside threats. During his term, he has given priority to national development efforts, rather than solely complying with Western interests. In order to assist Burkina Faso overcome suffering and achieve true independence, he believes that the West might need to be pressured to pay fair market prices for these precious resources. As we all know, this is not what the West wants. They wish to maintain control over Burkina Faso and carry on enforcing its regulations. It was obviously controlled by the US, the UK, and France to crush the democratic breeze sweeping throughout Africa. A great number of Pan-Africanists, including Patrice Lumumba, Gaddafi, and Thomas Sankara, fell in murder as a result of their struggle for the continent's independence from the rule of colonialism. Their primary goals were to enable Africa's socio-political and economic systems to operate independently of Western influence. They were frequently assaulted, and their behavior and beliefs were a serious threat to Western power. Regarding the same issue, the West is now leading Ibrahim Traore. Traore is carrying on the legacy of the past. Thomas Sankara, the Marxist revolutionary who tirelessly struggled for Burkina Faso's independence during the 1980s. In spite of a tight security situation, the locals are quite optimistic about the new president, Traore's arrival. In addition to strengthening relationships with local groups and pursuing diplomatic initiatives to deal with the underlying causes of instability, he has aggressively pursued international assistance. However, today's African leaders are opposing and driving out the Western powers, challenging their rule over the continent as a whole. Presidents who have made promises to carry out the actions that cost the lives of previous presidents include President Ibrahim Traore. Traore projected strength as president by keeping a formal manner and tightly regulating communication. In February 2023, he declared his desire for a variety of international alliances and withdrew the French military.
Rooms loads a complete.
They ignore bright future leaders in Africa. Following his inauguration, Ibrahim Traore, a youthful leader, took steps to remove all French military from Burkina Faso under claims of promoting insecurity and promoting terrorism. In addition, he has taken action to remove numerous Western influences from his nation. As an example, he turned local languages into the official language and eliminated French. From 2023 till the present, Traore has escaped 7 unsuccessful attempts to harm his life. Also, he has found out that the individuals and activists in the nation who were taking part were rumored to have accepted funding for the plan to destroy Burkina Faso. The nation's intelligence and security forces are in charge of controlling attempted coups within the nation, which are a reflection of unsuccessful Western plots. As part of a long-term plan to bring the neighbors of West Africa together under one federation, the leader has attempted to create a coalition with Mali and Niger. These nations' military officials inked a defense. A few pro-French media outlets in Burkina Faso were put on hold for attempting to damage the reputation of the military government in power. France, on the other hand, is unwilling to leave Burkina Faso on its own. Remember, during Traore's leadership, there has also been a rise in violence. Top UN official Barbara Manzi was asked to leave the country immediately by Traore. When it outlawed the operations of Mali and non-governmental organizations, which are NGOs with French support. Furthermore, Goïta made the brave choice to drive out the French military from Mali when they were unable to help put an end to the rebellions, signifying a decisive departure from the perceived reliance on outside assistance. Goïta also took action against French media sites that he believed to be reporting incorrect information, such as France 24 and RFI. These actions were...
So, just listening to that, I want to take you back to the scriptures, show you how, like I said, they tell you that we all came from Adam. All this, Christ had to come and die for, it's one blood, but it's not one blood. So we see right here in 2 Samuel chapter 7, right, that the Lord told this covenant he made with David. He says in his first Samuel, let me get the second Samuel real quick. He says, told Nathan, says, now therefore, so shall I say unto my servant David, thus says the Lord of hosts, I took thee from the sheepcote from following sheep, and be ruler over my people Israel. And I was with thee whatsoever thou wentest, and I have cut off all thy enemies out of thy sight, and I have made thee a great name like unto the name of the great men that are in the earth. Moreover, I will appoint a place for my people Israel, right? And I will plant them, and they may dwell in the place of their own, and move no more. Then neither shall the children of wickedness afflict them any more aforetime. So we're making a distinct difference between Israel and it's a group of people that's wicked as hell. We see it right here. Like they just told us 7 times they tried to kill the man. Instead of coming over there, having meetings and all that, but behind the scenes, they got people that they're trying to pay off within the government to try to kill him. So there's probably more attempts than that. But instead of trying to kill him, and it ain't just him, it's like 4 or 5 other leaders that's rose up. But like I said before, that's a misnomer when they tell you that, that one blood. We all came from Adam. We all come from Adam. Like I said, the Lord of Hosts is telling you that there's some wicked ass people on the planet. And they didn't come from Adam. Okay? And we see it. We see what happened with the transatlantic slave trade. Okay? Anybody have any comments on that? Okay. We'll deal with this election a little more today. Okay.
Everyone said to
Gentlemen, a lot of Democrats want Biden to drop out of the election because of what happened at the debate. Boy, what a interesting change in this election, right? Prior to that, oh, it was all Biden, Biden, Biden. Boy, y'all Democrat people, y'all do not have any kind of loyalty to Joe Biden because y'all seen that happen with him and y'all like, oh no, he gotta go. That's interesting. Now I want you to look at this article headline on CNN. The CNN poll, pro-Democrat network, most voters think Democrats have a better chance of keeping the White House if Biden isn't the nominee for president. That's the summary right there, the Democrats. We're going to get all into this, ladies and gentlemen. Now, they were saying 3/4 of the U.S. voters say that the Democratic Party would have a better shot at holding the presidency in 2024 with someone other than President Joe Biden at the top of the ticket. That's according to the CNN poll conducted by SSRS. His approval rating also hit a new low following his shaky debate performance in the first debate of this year's presidential campaign. So in a matchup between the presumptive major party nominees, voters nationwide favor President Donald Trump over Biden by 6 points. 49% to 43%, identical to the results of CNN's national poll in the presidential race in April, and consistent with the lead Trump has held in CNN polling back last fall. I say the poll also finds Vice President Kamala Harris within striking distance of Trump in the hypothetical matchup. 47% of Reverend Harris is a result within a margin of error. So it's like 45-47. And they say Harris' slightly stronger showing against Trump rests at least in part of her broader support from women. 50% of female voters back Harris over Trump versus 44% for Biden against Trump, and independents 43% Harris and 34% Biden. So actually Kamala is faring a lot better with a lot of voters now because of basically what we just saw happen. And did I not say that for the good of the country, if you go back to watch our live stream on the African diaspora last Friday on the when we talked about that, I said that this man just really need to do one or two things. Either step down as president and let Kamala finish out the term, and I guess she'll take on the reins and try to run against Trump, or drop out the race and just finish out his term as president and just go on. I said, because it's not going to, regardless, Democrats not wanting him. Now, they said several other Democrats have been mentioned. They said potential Biden replacements in recent days, and these trails Trump among registered voters. They say with the levels of support similar to Biden's, including California Governor Gavin Newsom, they say they have Trump at 48%, to Newsom 43%. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg 47% to Trump, 43% Buttigieg, and Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer 47% Trump to 42% Whitmer. Now I'm gonna tell you right now, if you're gonna replace Biden, you better do it with Kamala. If Gavin Newsom try to go against Trump, that's not gonna work, because what he gonna hit Gavin Newsom on is California's economy, how extremely high it is. He's gonna say, hey, do you want California to be all the United States? Put him in the president and you will see. Nobody wants to pay them gas prices that Californians pay. Nobody wants to pay those food prices. Nobody want the over regulations. Nobody want high taxes. Nobody want that mess. And you're going to, that's a guarantee. Just look at how he ran California. Look at it, right? So Pete Buttigieg, you already know most people, no matter what they say in the Democrat Party, they're not going to put him up. They just not, because America's just not going to vote for him like that. They're not. You just call it what it is. Gretchen Whitmer, no, she doesn't have enough any kind of political capital to definitely go against Trump. No, not whatsoever. I think if they're going to replace him, I think Kamala would be their best shot right now. They're saying Michelle Obama actually really beats Trump, but Michelle Obama don't want to run. And at the same time, if you just think that black folks will come out and vote Michelle Obama just because it's Michelle Obama, that's not going to happen either, because you have to understand, her husband, Barack Obama, former president, he left a sour taste in our mouth when he got out of office. He didn't do nothing for black people in 8 years. So why would we go support another Obama at this point? No, Michelle has it right. They need to just enjoy their best life and do their thing, and she write her books, and they can do podcasts and Netflix, anything else they're doing, they go ahead and do that. But to try to get back in, or try to convince her to go back to the White House, no. And why are you trying to lean on a black American to save America, y'all agenda? Because you're not saving us, you're saving y'all agenda, which y'all want to push, right, in this country. But I want y'all to look at something, that was in that same article, and it's very, very telling. Look at that on the screen. Voters say Democrats will fare better with an alternative presidential candidate. Okay, and look at that. Joe Biden, 25%. And then you look down here, 75% someone else. Someone else, ladies and gentlemen. They don't want Biden anymore. They're done with Biden. Okay, they done. Now, let me scroll down here. Something else I want y'all to look at. Look at that picture. Now, this picture was taken when Biden's motorcade was going by in East Hampton, New York on Saturday, June 29th, 2024. Look at them signs. We love you, but it's time. Thank you, next. Please drop out for us. Step down for democracy. And these are all white people. Has nothing to do with black folks. These are all white people who are starch liberals saying, Biden, you need to go, save democracy, go home to Delaware and enjoy your life. We done with you, my man. We done.
Anybody got any comments on that? Okay, so like I was saying before, with this situation right here, if you notice how they use the media propaganda machine, it was just said it's since the debate about 8 days, 7 days or so, that Michelle Obama was the candidate they wanted. I mean, that they need, that she can beat Obama, and it was a chance. There wasn't no chance under the sun that Kamala Harris is going to beat him. But notice what's being said now. All of a sudden now is a neck to neck race if you run against Kamala Harris. So now they're using the media to turn the people's opinion, because they ain't number lab rats anyway. They believe anything they say. So now all of a sudden it's a neck to neck race with Kamala Harris, right? Check this out.
For President Biden to bow out of the race, former Democratic Congressman Tim Ryan of Ohio says Vice President Kamala Harris should replace Biden at the top of the ticket. In a new piece for Newsweek, Congressman Ryan, a longtime supporter of Joe Biden, argues Harris, quote, deserves a chance to go to the American people and show us her mettle. And former Congressman Ryan joins us now. Congressman, it's great to have you back on the show. We should say that in the piece you make very clear that you are a huge fan of Joe Biden. You came out after you got out of the race in 2020, the first candidate to support Joe Biden. You say he's been great for the country. He's been great for working class people in towns like the one you come from, in districts like the one you represented in Ohio. So why do you think at this point the president needs to get out of the race?
Well, I watched the debate, Willie. I mean, we all saw it happening in real time, and it was so concerning to me that he's not up to the job. I mean, not just the campaign. You watched Donald Trump shapeshift, COVID, the economy, climate. He was able to string a story along that is completely untrue, as you just noted. But we have to have a candidate that can push back and call BS on that stuff. There's too much at stake here. And you could poke holes in his arguments left and right, but the president was not able to do it. And again, I love him. But somebody, I think, like Kamala Harris, I think would be in that position. She would kick Trump's rear end in a debate. We've got the choice issue hanging out there. There's so much at stake in this election. We for women especially, but we saw the Chevron decision. We just saw the immunity decision. I mean, the Supreme Court literally flipped the Constitution on its head. Now, we lose that Senate. If we lose the presidency, every federal court is going to have a Clarence Thomas there. Every U.S. attorney across the United States is going to have one of these radical federalists prosecuting people. That's a scary situation. So we can't hesitate here. We've got to be decisive. We've got to look at the field, see what's going on, and make a decision and move on. And I just think Kamala would have appeal in the Midwest. She could prosecute the pro-choice issue. She would kick Trump's rear end. And most importantly, she's a generational change, which is what the American people want.
So, Congressman, the argument we've been hearing, and again yesterday from the White House, from the Biden campaign, is let's not judge Joe Biden on one bad night. Let's not make this about debate performance. Let's make this about presidential performance. Look at President Biden's record. Look at all he's done. Look at the fact that he's already defeated Donald Trump. How do you factor all that into your calls for him to step aside?
We all are going to brag in this election that this has been the most successful term of a president in modern history. The CHIPS Act, the Inflation Reduction Act, the infrastructure bill, even modest gun reform. It's been a success in so many ways, and we want to brag about it, but we need a candidate that can brag about that. And I think, again, I think that's Kamala Harris personally, who could come to the industrial Midwest and brag to working class voters about that kind of stuff. But I don't think that it's helpful to try to convince the American people that we didn't see what we saw. I mean, that further separate. That's why the 41% are calling for him not to run. That's why people are running around with their heads in their hands, because you're asking them to not believe what they saw, that their eyes are lying to them. And I don't think that's helpful.
Okay.
There's so much going on. We've got to be decisive.
Tim, I don't understand who's doing that. Everyone says it was a terrible night. I mean, it was a horrible, terrible, disappointing night. No one is saying that. No one's being Trumpy here. Okay, and let's just put that aside, although that's really hard, because the alternative in this race, Donald Trump, we could talk for 3 hours about the destruction to this country, the retribution that guy, I know, but I mean, the alternative is frightening. And the immunity ruling and everything that comes with the criminality of it all is unbelievable. So if Joe Biden can recover from this, and I'm just suggesting that everybody wait a week and see what happens, with the record that you were just talking about, it, the unmatched bipartisan legislative action, the unmatched ability to galvanize on the world stage, two hot wars, you know the list. You know what he's done. You know he took that 10-hour train ride to Kyiv. You know, these are things that most presidents don't have to do, wouldn't do, maybe wouldn't take the time to do. And I'd say Democrats as well in the past wouldn't make the effort Joe Biden has made for this country. I think he always puts this country first. What I don't get about your argument, and I'm curious about it because I respect you greatly, is that you still have Kamala Harris. She is his vice president, and she's on the front lines of the abortion debate. By the way, we can't even begin to talk about the danger to women that Donald Trump has put on this country, women whose lives are in danger now because of what he has done to. I just wonder, though, What argument are you making to put Kamala Harris out there when she already is?
Well, it's nobody has the microphone of the president of the United States, the bully pulpit. Nobody, not even the vice president. And my concern is not so much the governing. I voted for all that and supported a lot of what he did because it's helping places like Ohio and the industrial Midwest. But my concern in my argument is that I don't think that Joe Biden could make the argument. And the next 4 months are going to be about whether or not we can push back on Trump's lies and provide a big, new, fresh vision for a new America that we want to create. Or are we going to allow Trump to run roughshod over the Democratic argument, which is exactly what happened the other day in the debate. And that's my concern. When he started talking about the economy being good under him, when he started talking about how well he handled COVID, and there was zero pushback, just as someone who's been in the business for almost 25 years, that's frightening. Like that.
Okay. Any comments on that?
Shalom, I think they're gaslighting all of us. I think it's all a facade. You're gonna wait until 4 months into the decision to so-called make a decision whether or not we're gonna go into a dictatorship or remain free. You wait 4 months to openly and publicly have this discussion. This discussion should have been had 2 years ago. I think they're gaslighting all of us. I think it's a concerted effort. The Democrats are doing their part, and the Republicans are doing their part. I don't think they no more want Kamala Harris than they want Michelle Obama. I just don't see them being this incompetent with 300 million people in this country, and y'all couldn't come up with no better strategists or people to counter this whole discussion about Trump. This man is 3 years younger than Biden. And he
Right.
acts more on most days, he acts more senile or diminished than Biden ever did. I mean, I'm not really for either one of them because they're not for us. But I
Exactly.
definitely don't see how you supposed to be the smartest and strongest, most powerful country on this planet, and this is the strategy you come up is to freak out because he had a bad debate when y'all all knew how old he was, what his capacity is. Y'all see him every day, and then you decide to have a debate at 9 o'clock after this man so-called been working all day, and
Right.
he 82 years old. It's you're gaslighting us. I don't believe nothing neither one of them say.
Right. He been falling down this whole presidency all over the place, falling off bicycles. You know, it's crazy. But it's a plan. Like I said, it's a movie that they playing out. And,
Right.
and, and Camilla Harris part of it.
Yeah. I
Right.
mean, and the media chooses not to cover her. I mean, by what's his name, Trump, when he was running in 2016 or even before that, before he announced his running, and he was teasing that he was going to run. You heard about him every day, like we do now. They have to keep the story going, and so yeah, I bet you $5 the next debate, that man gonna come out as shining colors. Watch. It's just
Come
a
on.
to me, it's just a strategy to keep us all in tune and distracted.
You saying Biden gonna come out shining?
Yeah, I think he's gonna recover. I think he's
What
gonna come back, and the same way he presented on the night that he had the
State of the
what is
Union?
it? Yeah, state of you. That's exactly what's going to happen. They rather do this sort of set the expectations low this early or this late in the game, so the next debate that's closer, then the story will be about how he recovered and eased all of their anxiety and all of that, and try to coast into the winning seat. But we'll see. But that's what I think they're going to do because this is the same thing they pulled when Obama was running.
Right, exactly. Yeah, and they had Obama running against McCain. He was the same.
I'm
He
talking
was
about this.
unbeaten. He was over. You
Yeah,
know, he wasn't.
go ahead.
You know,
I was just gonna say that if you remember too, when he ran against Kerry, there were two debates. That first debate, He's supposed to be the most articulate president we've had in I don't know how long. And I saw that debate against Kerry. It was horrible. And they were like, "Oh, we're done. We know he's going to lose." Then the next debate, it's like, he pulled it out. And I'm like, okay, y'all knew exactly who this man was when he got up that morning, how he was acting, how he was looking. I just can't believe
Right.
this ain't part of the strategy.
Yeah, they set that up because I was listening, I was watching how that they had pulled the teleprompters and all that, already knowing that he was this condition, and then he didn't have no teleprompters and nothing. They left him out there
Yeah,
to hide. Right. Yeah. So
lower
it's
the expectations. Yep.
right. It was staged. It was all staged. Okay. Anybody else have any comments? Yeah.
That's enough to make a difference in this
Yes,
election.
sir.
Okay. Nobody have nothing. Okay. I'm opening up for some Q&A. Anybody have any questions or comments about anything they want to talk about or shine a light on before we
Shalom. I was trying to, my phone went out on me. Um, when we were speaking, when they're speaking about Michelle Obama, Kamala Harris, but Ford said that there would, President Ford, ex-President Ford, former President Ford said there would never be a woman president, a vice president, but never a woman's president. So throwing them up there, they know it's not going to be a woman's president. So that right there, again, like you said, is distraction. And I agree with you, Tasha, that they're going to have Joe Biden amped up when he comes back for the second debate.
okay. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see how that play out. Okay. I got one more little video I want to play pertaining to that, and then we'll go into our lesson.
A little bit jacked up, but I know to clear up in just a second. So as you can see, it's just me, but that's okay. Walter said that he will be joining us in just a little bit. And I'm not sure where Donovan is, but maybe he'll join us later as well. But if not, you got me. So anyway, the purpose of the Demetri K Show is to promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of all things that go on in the Black community to make us even better people with the emphasis on even, because we are great people, but we can always strive to do better. Like I said, big giant thank you, welcome, and hello to YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. You are the other side of the conversation. Not only are you viewers, but you are family, and sometimes we share the link, although I don't know if I'll share it today because it's just me, and sometimes, the internet gets acting up where I am, so hopefully it'll do fine while we're here. So anyway, we are going to be talking about Biden being asked to step down by the Democrats. As we know, he had a pretty funky debate performance last week. So we're going to get into the people that could beat Trump. And I think you guys probably got a little hint of who that can be. But in the meantime, all I ask too is that we are respectful to each other in the comment section. Of course, it'll just be me right now on the panel. But if someone else does come up here like Walter or Donovan, I may think about sharing the link. But anyway, who was on here before we get started? I saw some people already was commenting. Don't need no man. Stop telling me I do. How you doing? Michael says Kamala and Michelle are running against Trump. They need to offer cash payment reparations for foundation of Black American descendants of slavery, removal of qualified immunity, etc. Well, I think we already know they ain't going to do that, right? I agree. How you doing? It says no reparations in the form of cash payment, no vote. I heard that. And don't need no man. Also say we will be Janet. What does that mean? And Terry, how you doing? Troy, what's going on? Story time. How are you? And Joe, I hope you're doing well. And Valerie. So anyway, give everybody just a couple of more seconds to media outlet, if you will. So that's not surprising. But I think the Democrats do believe a lot of polling in regards to people not wanting Biden because of the way he performed last Thursday. Troy says, I think they both need to step down. I didn't see anyone worth voting for during this whole election. Not even Cornel West, as a lot of people say, vote for Cornel West or, R.K. Jr., not even them. And if not, who? Arneva says the sun was in his eyes. Man, they have a whole lot of excuses as to why he performed terribly, Terry, you say Michelle would definitely beat Biden. I don't know. Would y'all vote for her? Douglas, how you doing? Says Biden plus, he says 1,250. Harris plus 600. Trump negative 137. This is the first time Harlan Harris has pulled ahead of her boss, Professor Jill, in the betting odds to be president. Also, Mrs. Obama. I think Joe Biden scared the Democrats. They knew that something was going on with Joe Biden, but they have been exposed to the whole world now because the whole world saw how he performed. So, Spudcat, how you doing? Says yet Kamala Harris is Jewish and Democrats still support her. Well, the Democrats support Israel. They're pretty pro-Israel. They have a lot of Jewish senators and Congress people. So yeah. Mr. X says, I don't think anyone right now can beat Trump, not even Oprah. Wow. I was thinking about that. It's like, where's Oprah been? She's still with us? Mike says, that's his Clint Eastwood impression. Douglas says, is voting for a bucket of ashes instead of Trump a bad look for democracy? And what is democracy anyway? Well, they tell us that we all have a say-so, but we haven't had a say-so of anything. Herschel, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. Terry says, my aunt is 83 and has all of her marbles. Yeah, and it doesn't mean that you don't have any marbles, but in Biden's case, it seems like he's been playing with his marbles a little bit too much. Radar, how you doing? Says, no one is voting for Kamala Harris or Michelle Obama. It ain't what these polls say. Hey, Easy, how you doing? Arneva says,
yeah, so this was Demetri K. She's on African Diaspora channel. It's like an hour and 23 minutes. You want to check it out. It's Biden asked to step down as polls show Kamala Harris and Michelle defeating Trump. So you want to check that out. Anybody in the comments?
I was thinking about Shalom. I was thinking about something she said earlier in the video, where she talked about something about reparations or something like that, and it made me think about this. A lot of on both sides that they talk about reparations in a way they've never talked about it before. But isn't it interesting that it would even be considered at this time in history, when America is actually on the verge of collapse, the dollar won't be worth anything, and then they so-called want to give us, people keep talking about cash payments. The cash payments ain't gonna mean nothing if the dollar is not worth 2 cents in
Right.
5 or 10 years. So the fact that they keep talking about that, I don't want cash payments, not if it's not worth anything. And,
Right.
so somehow we keep getting infused into this discussion as if somehow America gonna save, Black people gonna save America. But at the same time, you say at the other side of your mouth that Black people can't do nothing for America and has done nothing for America, but you're constantly looking to us in some kind of way or some kind of subconscious way that we're supposed to save America. With this whole conversation about Michelle and or Kamala Harris, they're not going to save America. They're
Right.
tokens.
Right. Yeah. Obama had, when he first went in, he was a Democratic president. The Democrats had control of both houses. So if he ain't do nothing then, it ain't gonna happen. Clinton was the same way.
Yeah.
When he first came in, he had control. He was the Democratic president, and he had control of both houses.
Yep.
So if you can do something for the blacks, that was when time to do it. They didn't do shit.
Yeah. That was around the time they came up with 3 strikes, you're out too.
Right. Is that something? Okay.
Yeah.
Brother, and the brother was saying that FEMA camps are open, and Americans are. Yeah, I can go for that because you can see that they setting up. You can see that they're setting up a great divide with Trump and it's everything they're doing is, and then they're showing you all these movies and they keep on alluding to Civil War, and you can see that's where they headed with it. Like I said, he ain't gonna win, and that's when all hell gonna break loose. They already gave you an example of that what they did in 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Anybody else got anything before we start reading out of Deuteronomy?
Shalom. When you were speaking about reparation, like you were saying about the money, why not the 30 acres in the move? Why not give the acres, give land, so they can have some assets instead of this so-called cash? That would be more beneficial. If you have a home, you own your home. You don't have to pay for the home. Now you own that land that you're on, instead of seeing that they're going to give you 60,000 or whatever amount that they holler out for reparation. Assets is more than cash.
I don't
Right.
think they'll ever do that because they don't want us to build capital. America will never, as a whole, allow Black people to be able to establish any sort of financial base here or anywhere else. They will always fight against us until the day of return, the true day. They're not going to do that. That's why
Right.
it's such an issue now. But I agree, if they're going to do something, let it be something that's tangible. That money they're talking about, and everybody getting geeked up about a possible cash payment, it's not going to mean anything if America owes more around the world than the assets that they have. Your cash payments will mean nothing. It'll be what, a 50 cent on a dollar or even less.
Right. Exactly. And it seems like that's what they're waiting on. Yeah. So, like I said, we'll be reading out of Book of Deuteronomy, right? We're gonna start reading chapter 1. Anybody want to read? Start reading chapter. We start at chapter 21. I mean, chapter 1. And we'll read a few chapters. Nobody want to read? Then I'll read. Somebody want to read? These be the words which Moses spake unto Israel on this side of the Jordan in the wilderness, in the plains over against the Red Sea, between Panorama and Tophel, and Lebanon and Hazareth and Dizhab. These are 11 days journey. There's 11 days journey from Horeb by the way of Mount Seir unto Kadesh Barnea. And it came to pass in the 40th year, in the 11th month, on the first day of the month, that Moses spake unto the children of Israel according to all that the Lord had given him uh, in, uh, in commandments unto them. After he had slain Sihon, king of the Amorites, which dwelt in Heshbon, and Og, king of Bashan, which dwelt in Hathroth and Edrei, on this side of Jordan, in the land of Moab, began Moses to declare this law, saying, the Lord our God spake unto us in Horeb, saying, ye have dwelt long enough. Ye have dwelt long enough in this mount. Turn you, take your journey, and go to the mount of the Amorites, and unto all the places nigh thereunto, in the plains, in the hills, and in the vale, and in the south, and by the seaside, to the land of the Canaanites, and unto Lebanon, unto the great river, the river Euphrates. Behold, I have set the land before you. Go in and possess the land which the Lord swore unto your fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to give unto them and unto their seed after them. And I spake unto you that at that time, saying, I am not able to bear you myself alone. The Lord your God hath multiplied you, and behold, ye are this day as the stars of heaven for a multitude. So this is what I was telling you. Right here, he brought the promise that he made Abraham and Jacob when he told Abraham to look up at the sky and the stars he's going to receive were going to be as numerous as the stars in the sky. And it came to pass right here when they came out of Egypt. It says in verse 10, Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 10, the Lord your God hath multiplied you, and behold, ye are this day as the stars of heaven for a multitude. The Lord God of your fathers make you 1,000 times so many more as you are, and bless you as he have promised you. How can I myself alone bear your cumbrance and your burden and your strife? Take you wise men, understanding and known among your tribes, and I will make them rulers over you. And ye answered me and said, the thing which thou hast spoken is good for us to do. So I took the chief of your tribes, wise men and known, and made them heads over you, captains over thousands, captains over 50, captains over tens, and officers among your tribes. And I charged your judges at that time, saying, hear the causes between your brethren, and judge righteously between every man and his brother, and the stranger that is with him. Ye shall not respect persons in judgment, but ye shall hear the small as well as the great, and ye shall not be afraid of the face of the man, for the judgment of is God's, and the cause that is too hard for you, bring it unto me, and I will hear it. And I command you at that time all the things which ye should do. And when he departed from Horeb, we went through all that great and terrible wilderness which ye saw by the way of the mountain of the Amorites, as the Lord your God commanded us. And we came to Kadesh Barnea. And I said unto you, you are come unto the mountain of the Amorites, which the Lord our God doth give unto us. And behold, the Lord thy God hath set the land before thee. Go up and possess it as the Lord God of your fathers hath said unto thee. Fear not, neither be discouraged. And ye came near unto me, every one of you, and said, we will send men before us, and they shall search us out the land, and bring us word again by the way we must go into the cities, and we shall come. And the same pleased me well. And I took 12 men of you, one of a tribe, and they turned and went up into the mountain and came into the valley of Escol and searched it out. So this Escol is a giant for the people that don't know. That's where he dwelled at, in this valley. Just like in chapter Genesis 18, the plains of Mamre, that's a giant that's dwelled in the plains. They took of the fruit of the land in their hands and brought it down unto us and brought us word again and said, it is good, it is good land which the Lord our God doth give us. Notwithstanding, ye will not go up, but rebelled against the commandments of the Lord of God. And ye murmured in your tents and said, because the Lord hated us, he hath brought us forth out of the land of Egypt to deliver us to the land of the Amorites to destroy us. Whether shall we go up, or our brethren have discouraged our heart, saying, the people is greater and taller than we. The cities are great and walled up to heaven. And moreover, we have seen the sons of Anakim there. Then I said unto you, dread not, neither be afraid of them. Lord our God, which goeth before you, he shall fight for you according to all that ye did for you in Egypt before his eyes. So here go another example right here. What I've been screaming ever since I've been on YouTube about who the God is that's over Israel. It says right here, verse 27, and this is Deuteronomy 1 and 27. And ye murmured, Moses talking, in your tents and said, because the Lord hated us, he hath brought us forth out of the land of Egypt to deliver us into the hands of the Amorites to destroy us. And 28, whether shall we go up? Our brethren have discouraged our hearts, saying the people is greater and taller than we. The cities are great and walled up to heaven. And moreover, we have seen the sons of Anakim there. These are giants also. 29, then I said unto you, dread not, neither be afraid of them. Now, just the point right here. 30, the Lord, your God, which goeth before you. See that? The Lord your God, which goeth before you, he shall fight for you, according to all that he did for you in Egypt before your eyes. So who is this Lord, that God that go before them? You go back to Exodus. Or go, let me get it. Yeah, Exodus 23. Go to Exodus 23. He's right there in your face. So he says, Exodus 23 and verse 20. The Lord Yahweh is talking to Moses on Mount Sinai. He says, behold, I send an angel before thee to keep thee in the way and to bring thee into the place which I have prepared. So it's an angel in front of them. And you go back to Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 30. The Lord your God which goeth before you. Yeah. So the Lord that God that's over Israel is an angel. He shall fight for you according to all that he did for you in Egypt. So that's him that was in Egypt, not Yahweh. It ain't Jesus. So he says, so he did for you in Egypt before your eyes. And in the wilderness where thou hast seen how that the Lord thy God bore thee as a man doeth bear his son, in all the way that ye went until ye came unto this place. Yet in this thing ye did not believe the Lord your God, okay, who went in the way before you to search you out a place to pitch your tents in fire by night, and to show you by what way you should go, and in the cloud by day. Okay? All right, then it says, and the Lord heard the voice of your words and was wroth and swore, saying, surely there shall not one of these men of this evil generation see that good land, save Caleb. I already talked about this yesterday. Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, he shall see it, and to him will I give the land that he have trodden upon, and to his children, because he have wholly followed the Lord. Also the Lord was angry with me for your sake, saying, thou also shalt not go in thither. But Joshua, the son of Nun, which standeth before thee, he shall go in thither. Encourage him, for he shall cause Israel to inherit it. Moreover, your little ones, which, here we go, the young children, moreover, your little ones, which ye said should be a prey, and your children, which in that day had no knowledge between good and evil, they shall go in thither, and unto them will I give it, and they shall possess it. But as for you, turn ye and take your journey into the wilderness by the way of the Red Sea. Then ye answered and said unto me, we have sinned against the Lord, and we will go up and fight according to all that the Lord our God commanded us. And when ye have girded on every man his weapons of war, ye were ready to go up into the hill. And the Lord said unto me, say unto them, go not up, neither fight, for I am not among you, lest ye be smitten before your enemies. So I spake unto you, and ye would not hear, but rebelled against the commandments of the Lord, and went presumptuously up into the hill. And the Amorites which dwelt in that mountain came out against you, chased you, as bees do, and destroyed you in Seir, even unto Armah. And ye returned and wept before the Lord, but the Lord would not hearken unto your voice, nor give ear unto you. So ye abode in Kadesh many days, according unto the days that ye abode there. So that was Deuteronomy chapter 1. Anybody have any comments on that? So like I said, you plainly can see that it's an angel in front of Israel once the light been shined on it. Okay, I'll read one more. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. I'll read one more chapter. So this is the chapter right here that I always go into, and it's showing you the giants all over the place. And we know how you get a giant. When an angel comes down, go into a woman, that's the only way to get a giant. So when you see a giant, you know it's an angels around there somewhere. So it says, Then we turned and took our journey into the wilderness by the way of the Red Sea, as the Lord spake unto me, and we compassed Mount Seir many days. And the Lord spake unto me, saying, Ye have compassed this mountain long enough, turn ye northward, and command thou the people, saying, ye are to pass through the coast of your brethren, the children of Israel, of Esau, which dwell in Seir, and they shall be afraid of you. Take ye good heed unto yourselves, therefore, meddle not with them, for I will not give you or their land, no, not so much as a foot breadth, because I have given Mount Seir unto Esau for possession. Ye shall buy meat of them for money that ye may eat, and ye shall also buy water of them for money that ye may drink. For the Lord thy God hath blessed thee in all the works of thy hand. He knoweth thy walking through this great wilderness these 40 years. The Lord thy God hath been with thee. Thou hast lacked nothing. And when we passed by from our brethren, the children of passed by from my brethren, the children of Esau, which dwelt in Seir, through the way of the plains from Eloth and from Ezon Gabor, we turned and passed by the way of the wilderness of Moab. And the Lord said unto me, Distress not the Moabites, neither contend with them in battle, for I will not give you their land for possession, because I have given Ar unto the children of Lot for possession. The Eman, these are all giants. The Eman dwelt therein in time past, are people great, many, and tall as the Anakim, which also were accounted giants as the Anakim, but the Moabites called them Eman. And Horam also dwelt in Mount Seir before time, but the children of Esau succeeded them when they had destroyed them from before them, and dwelt in their stead, as Israel did unto the land of his possession, which the Lord gave unto them. Now rise up, said I, and get you over the brook of Zered. And we went over the brook of Zered, and the space in which we came from Kadesh Barnea until we came to our over the brook of Zered was 30 and 8 years, until all the generation of the men of war were wasted out from among the hosts, as the Lord swore unto them. For indeed the hand of the Lord was against them, to destroy them from before the host, until they were consumed. For it came to pass, when all the men of war were consumed and dead from among the people, that the Lord spake unto me, saying, Thou art to pass over through Ar, the coast of Moab, this day. And when thou comest nigh over against the children of Ammon, distress them not, nor meddle with them, for I will not give thee of the land of the children of Ammon any possession, because I have given it unto the children of Lot for possession. That also was accounted a land of giants. Giants dwelt therein in old times, and the Ammonites called them Zamzum, Zuman, a people great, many and tall as the Anakim. But the Lord destroyed them before them, and they succeeded them and dwelt in their stead, as he did for the children of Esau, which dwelt in Seir, when he destroyed the Horam from before them, and they succeeded them and dwelt in their stead even unto this day. And the Avim dwelt there in Hazarun, even unto Azar and the Capitrim, which came forth out of the capital, destroyed them and dwelt in their stead. So these are all giants. So you don't believe in giants, just go to Deuteronomy chapter 2. Okay, rise up, take your journey, and pass over the river of Arnon, and behold, I have given it unto thy hand. Sihon the Amorite, king of Heshbon, and his land, begin to possess it and contend him in battle. This day will I begin to put the dread of thee and the fear of thee upon the nations that are under the whole heavens, who shall hear reports of thee and shall tremble and be in anguish because of thee. So, like I was saying before, what you see happening then, the same thing is going to happen now. So, look at what the Lord says in verse 24. Rise up, you telling the Israelites. They dealing with giants. These These folks we dealing with, they ain't no giants. So it says, rise up, take your journey, pass over the river Arnon, and behold, I have given unto thine hands Sihon the Amorite, king of Heshbon, and his land, begin to possess it and contend with them in battle. Now, this is the point I want to make. 25. This day will I begin to, look at this, this day will I begin to put the dread of thee. So that's what we're looking at now. The day didn't come. He's starting to put fear in them, dread in the people of Israel. Okay? So it's just like I told you, he told Moses, go down to the Red Sea. I'm going to bring Pharaoh down there. You ain't got to do nothing. I'm going to bring him down there where you at. So anyway, it says, 26, and I sent messengers out of the wilderness of Kadesh, Kemoth, unto Shion, king of Heshbon, with words of peace, saying, let me pass through thy land, and I will go along by the highway, and I will neither turn unto the right hand or to the left. Thou shalt sell me meat for money, that I may eat, and give me water for money, that I may drink. Only I will pass through on my feet. And the children of Esau which dwelt in Seir, and the Moabites which dwelt in Ar, did unto me, until I shall pass over Jordan into the land which the Lord our God giveth us. But Zion, king of Heshbon, would not let us pass by him. For the Lord thy God hardened his heart, his spirit, and made his heart obstinate, that he might deliver him into thy hands, as appeared this day. And the Lord said unto me, behold, I have begun to give Sihon and his land before thee, begin to possess it, that thou mayest inherit his land. Then Sihon came out against us, he and all his people, to fight at Jahaz. And the Lord our God delivered him before us, and we smote him and his sons and all his people. And we took all the cities at that time, and utterly destroyed the men and the women and the little ones of every city, and we left none remain. Only the cattle we took for a prey to ourselves, and the spoils of the city which we took. From Ara, which is by the brink of the river Arnon, and from the cities that is by the river, even unto Gilead, there was not one city too strong for us. The Lord our God delivered all unto us. Only unto the land of the children of Ammon thou camest not, nor unto any place of the river Jacob, nor unto the cities in the mountains, nor unto whatsoever the Lord our God forbade us. So that was Deuteronomy chapter 2. Any comments on what I just read? Anybody got any questions? Comments on that? No questions?
Shalom. Okay. Shalom. So as they went through each of the cities, and they had no fear. They went and conquered every last one of them, right? And they killed everything except the cattle and took them as a reward. They killed the women and the babies, and everyone was not left alive, I should say, through 32 on to 37.
Okay.
Yeah, so by that, he said the land will be that, and it belongs to Israel. So is that the Israel that we're speaking of today, or?
Say that again.
Is that the land from it's spelled Aroer to Galad, Gilead, from that land to that land is Israel?
No, that's a particular geographical location that's dealing with I think it's the Amorites, Scions. It's in the area around Canaan, but I don't think it's it could be part of Canaan. No, it's not. It's not all of Israel. No.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Anybody else have anything? Okay, so we're gonna close it out right here. So we're gonna get this. And so shalom, everybody. We have our men's event Bible study tomorrow night on Clubhouse. It's at 7 to 9. The room is non-medical conversations. So with that being said, I'll say shalom, shalom, and another shalom.
Shalom, shalom, everyone.
Shalom.